Hey everyone, Irit here with a new process video for HipKit Club, and today I'm playing with mixed media. My theme is rainbow and lots of texture, which is fantastic because I love rainbows. So I actually really was quite immediately inspired to use this paper from Heidi Swapp and kind of create a textured rainbow using it. So I thought at the beginning I thought about using the Maggie Holmes papers, but I didn't feel I had enough color variety. Not that I'm going to end up with something very colorful. It's going to be very pink and minty. But I don't know, I just really loved how this paper lent itself to creating my little rainbow. And you'll see how I'm doing this. Now you can use pretty much any paper you have. You can use pattern paper, that would look fantastic. You can use just white paper and color it with whatever you like to play with, paints, watercolors, mists, whatever. So many possibilities to use this basic design. I really liked the colors of the Heidi Swapp paper, and I'm going to build on them a little bit. So I also knew I wanted to add some stitching, and what you are watching, people, is me running out of double-sided adhesive. I don't think that has happened since I started scrapbooking in 2011, but I am now on this journey to use what I have and see what I have, and apparently I kind of underestimated my stash of double-sided adhesive, so I ran out. Not to worry, I ordered some and it should be here in a few days, but in the meantime I'm exploring my other adhesives, hot glue and the mono multi adhesive, whatever it's called. And yeah, the nice thing about the ATG, the double-sided adhesive that I like to use, is that it is forgiving, and usually I can move things around, and you know, I don't have that I don't have to wait for things to dry or to worry that they dried and now I can't move them. But anyway, I made it work. So I created my little rainbow, and then I ran everything through my sewing machine, and I just love how that looks. And I'm going to add some gesso on top. That's what I'm going to do now, because I knew I wanted to add some fun watercolor. So this gesso is from Jane Davenport, just in case you were wondering, and it's very nice. But if you use a lot of gesso like me, it's not a very economical choice. It does have a very nice formula, so yeah, just wanted to mention that to save you the question if you're interested. But yeah, I'm using my fingers. This is messy stuff. You can of course use a brush, but I prefer cleaning my hands than cleaning a brush. So there we go. I let it dry completely, and now I'm going to add some mists. I'm mostly going to use the pink and minty or blue mist that came in the color kit in March. Everything that I'm using is from the March kits, and these mists are by Lindy Stamp Gang, and they're great. And I'm going to search a couple more in my stash to match that kind of purplish pink that we have there, because you know I have that problem where I have to match colors and do tone on tone and all that stuff. So yeah, the pink in the kit was a little bit different than that purpley pink, and I tried mixing the pink and the mint, but because mint color, or like this aqua color, this blue that we got, is quite on the, you know, it's more on the turquoise side. That means it has yellow in it, because turquoise is kind of, you know, blue and green and yellow, a mixture of these colors. And when I mixed it with the pink that came in the kit, which was like this very kind of warm pink that also has some yellow in it, the color I got was too murky for my taste, because that violet pink is mostly pink and blue, and once you add yellow to that mix, it starts to get more neutral. So there, you see, I tried, but this color was very, very muted and it wasn't what I wanted. So yeah, that's a little bit of color theory. And yeah, so I grabbed another Lindy mist from my stash. You can use any type of kind of like a more fuchsia, purpley pink to create a violet color. And then you want a blue that is, again, like more purpley and not turquoise. And that would give you a brighter violet and not a muted purple, which is what I got when I tried to mix the two mists that came in the kit. Sorry, I will stop talking about color theory now, but I got the color that I wanted. And yeah, I just love how this turned out. This is like everything that I love. Rainbows, mixed media, that watercolored look, which I just adore, that stains of watercolor. And they're so easy to get with mists. You just use the packaging technique or even with a brush, but the packaging technique gives it a more kind of natural look, and with a brush sometimes you get the brush strokes or these harsh lines that are a bit hard to get rid of. So I'm also grabbing one of the doilies that came in the color kit, and I painted one with a pink mist and then the other one with the blue mist, and now I'm trying to dry them without having them fly across my table. And those also, once you mist these doilies, they get all crinkled and wonderful and textured. So yeah, that makes me really happy. And I could probably use these on every layout. So I'm going to use some hot glue and stick everything down. Yeah, I do miss my double-sided adhesive. Now this is one of the cut files, and I just cut a bunch of them. So I had this one on hand, and again, you get that texture, and I love that white on white look, even though my white cardstock is very full of mists and stains, but it's still very light and bright, which is what I like. So here I'm just going to start adding some embellishments, and yeah, just trying to add some cute touches here. I love all the embellishments in the kits. The Maggie Holmes stuff is gorgeous, the Heidi Swapp one, and then also the Hip Kit Club exclusive, which I'm going to use here. They are beautiful, and everything works so well together. That's the magic of the kits. So what I did decide at some point soon is to cut down the white cardstock and frame it with another piece of pattern paper. I tend to do that a lot, and I tend to do that a lot with mixed media layouts, because I really feel it frames your layout. It kind of keeps the viewer eye on the layout and not kind of running your eye away from the center of the layout. That was probably the worst way possible to phrase that, but those are the words that came to my head. So at first I thought I was going to use this little journaling piece, die cut, but I end up using actually one of the cardstock stickers that are also exclusive to this kit, and those are beautiful. They're such high quality, and they have that beautiful matte finish, and they're just beautiful. You'll see them coming soon. So here I'm going to trim it down just 1/2 inch from each side, and then I'm going to mat it on one of the Maggie Holmes papers. I really felt that the dark paper helped everything really pop. And I'm also going to stick it down just a little bit asymmetrical, like not completely in the center, because I felt that, I don't know, it just looked better that way. So that's why I did it. And this is, for me, a great pattern to use. The pattern paper that is now on the screen. It's a great pattern to use as a frame because it is, you know, it's a little bit on the darker side and kind of busy. It's a type of papers that I find it a bit harder to use, and that's why they work so well as a frame, because only a little piece of it is showing. If you want to make the most out of your pattern papers, you can gut your you know, that piece and just cut out the inside and just use the frame, and then you have more paper to use on a different layout. Sometimes I use that piece from the inside to mat my photo. I probably would have done that here also had I thought about it, but I didn't. So I only matted my photo on one of the other Heidi Swap pattern papers. So here I'm grabbing some of the beautiful embellishments. I added some of these butterflies. I love how they look. I only used adhesive in the center of the butterflies, and that way you get, you know, you can pull the wings a little bit up and get that beautiful dimension. It just adds so much. They cast that shadow that you don't get if you just adhere the whole thing completely flat on your layout. And that little shadow just creates a lot of interest, and it just looks so much better. So I'm also going to take these tiny flowers that came in the exclusive Hip Kit Club ephemera pack, and I'm just going again like to lift all the petals of these tiny flowers a little bit, like crinkle it so they are a little bit lifted, and just add a bit of glue to the center. If you use strong adhesive, you don't have to worry that it will fall off your layout. And yeah, so make sure you use something strong like hot glue, or something like the Tombow mono multi glue that you see there on the screen on the top right corner. That I love that glue. The nozzle never clogs on me, never. I've gone through several of these bottles. They last a long time. You only need a little bit, and it's very, very strong, the adhesive. So I really find them even easier to use than the fine line bottles. For me, they work better. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm only adding a few bits and pieces. You can see now the finished layout, how it turned out. I just had so much fun making this layout. I hope you feel inspired to create something similar, and I'll see you in another video. Bye bye.